Merry Christmas there, team. So this is a battle from early November, actually. It was a battle on the Shire, where both Critch and I are playing as Gondor, up against Imladris and... oh, sorry, nope, I remember this one. Yep, cool. So I'm still in the experimenting stage with my Gondor list. I'm much more certain about what I'm choosing now, but we'll go through it. This was all part of the process. So just assembling my forces here. Pretty normal deployment of my Gondor archers up front, 2 of them with my marksmen of Caer Andros. 1 level of armor upgrade for my Gondor archers, just so that I can more reliably win that skirmish fight. Behind them, 2 units of Gondor spears, fully armored up for them. So that, say, any shots that are coming at my archers that do hit them, they don't really care too much about it. My nice pike line here of my guards of Osgiliath, 2 of them with my fountain guard in the centre. Gondor infantry behind them, with 2 levels of armour upgrades, 3 units of them, to do a fair bit of my killing. Not just absorb damage as a lot of men-at-arms do. Then my axemen, again with 2 levels of armor upgrades for them. It's pretty unique that Gondor can bring a very survivable axeman like this, and I think it's good to give them the 2 levels of armor upgrade, just to keep them alive that bit longer. Then I've got my Nimlothian Honor Guard, and I still put my general in this unit. I don't do that anymore, as you can see from some of my later battles. Then my Raven Helms of Caer Andros. My Vanguard of King Elsar, this is where my general would be sitting now, just so that I can be pumping out that Inspire ability. Had a little bit of spare money, so I grabbed the Gondor Militia Infantry. This is them without an armor upgrade, I believe. And then in the back, I've actually got 2 units of Gondor Cav. Actually, there's only 1 there. But I'm not seeing the other. Okay, I suppose I've only got 1 unit. But I've got them beefed out with some armor anyway. Yep, so fully beefed out with armor, and then with a weapon upgrade, a melee upgrade. To my right here, Crit's got his ballista. I think it was 1 artillery piece per team. He's got some Gondor Cav in the back. He's gone for 1 level of armor upgrade for them. Then the Peneth Galen Cav. He's actually grabbed 2 units of Peneth Galen Cav, and it looks like that's an armor upgrade for them. That looks really cool, that guy. Yeah, no, I don't take the Peneth Galen Cav anymore, so I don't focus on them all that much. Gondor Spearmen there. Up front, some civilians to the fight. Gondor Archers, and more. Sorry, 2 Gondor Archers, 2 units of Gondor Militia Archers, and then 1 more Gondor Archers on this right flank. Gondor Militia Infantry, yes, so you can see this is them with that armor upgrade. Taking a lot more chainmail, looking a lot more silver rather than the browns of the leathers. So front line of Gondor Militia, Gondor Spears on the left flank, and then Gondor Infantry at the back. Fully armor upgraded, and he's put the General in the Nimlothian Honor Guard as well. I'd say I think this was a craze. A lot of people still do it, and I think it is sensible, but I just really rely on that rally ability. So up in front of him, he's got Imladris, played by Capiver. So we've got the Gwathi Rokdor, the Eldrenway Lancers there, some archers of Rivendell, alongside more archers of Rivendell. Then Dorwinion is our other adversary. Actually, okay, I thought it was Isengard. Do I still have that battle? I don't know, we'll see. Swords of Rivendell there, 2 Swords of Rivendell with an armor upgrade, Imladris Guardians all along the line, then the the Bruinen River Wards, they've got a catapult, and the Gwathi Meridain without an armor upgrade, which is absolutely sinful. I don't know, they still look really cool as standard, but I just think with that armor upgrade, they look like absolute machines. Nawaki here, playing as Dorwinion, so a lot of elves on the field today with his Merquindi Pikes and Merquindi Glade Masters. The main line probably of the Elvelyn units, yes, you can see Elvelyn Infantry all the way along the line, will definitely challenge my my men-at-arms, nice and heavily armoured. Merquindi Bows there, Elvelyn Marksmen, and more Elvelyn Marksmen. So, and then on the right flank here, the Glade Lords. So immediately we've got Dorwinian in front of us. So even with the amount of money I've spent on my skirmish line, it's probable that I'm not actually going to be winning this engagement, the skirmish engagement anyway. Catapult firing off. Lucky, it's not really hit anything too great there, but we're trying to move up the ballista to counter that catapult now. Elder Enway Lancers get a good charge in on those civilians, but at the end of the day it's just the civilian unit, but it's definitely a good move from Capiver. I'm getting my archers up forward just to start engaging his archer line and hopefully pick off some of these archers off Rivendell too, as they will go down a lot quicker and arguably they're sort of more important targets. Merquindi Glade Lords there lurking around my left flank, and I've got my one unit of Cav somewhere. Oh no, I sent up my one unit of Cav to try and defend this ballista, make sure that those Elder Enway Lancers didn't get another charge in. Ballista's rattling off some more shots. It's already taken out one of the catapults, as the ballista is just fantastic at that. Advancing forward quite aggressively, as I like to do, especially, you know, I can take a few volleys and then just sort of start unleashing some nice close range volleys on my enemy. And I've got my Gondor Cav on this left flank. I think I saw an opportunity to maybe try and strike his Merquindi bows, and the Gondor Cav have an okay charge on them. They are sort of hybrid forces at the end of the day, but seeing the Glade Lords coming in and seeing the River Patrol and everything like that, the Merquindi Pikes even, I just thought, nope, this isn't worth it. Even if I could pull off a charge, my Gondor Cav would be wiped out. And I've talked about this before, my focus on Cav is really much more revolving around much more revolving around countering enemy Cav rather than actually pulling off charges myself, especially when I'm playing as Gondor. So I come charging on forward with my Gondor infantry. I think it's kind of clear to me at this point that I'm just not going to be winning this skirmish phase, so I just wanted to lurch forward and get stuck into the fight there. And we can see over here as well, there's been a confrontation as these Swords of Rivendell have come forward, and Critch has gone in for a quick stab against them and send in some militia forces too. But those Swords of Rivendell are going to be doing very well up against those militia forces. Penithgil and Cav looking for a target over here, sort of catching the Elder Enway Lancers. But no, the Elder Enway, it's sort of a battle of the Lancers here, so neither force is going to be too great at this, but my money would still be on the Elven skill in this case. Gondor Spearmen, we're really kind of relying on our numbers here, which is not really something that Gondor's too... Gondor can take a lot of numbers, but used to fighting orcs, it's not really something we're too used to. So I get my Vanguard of King Elisar forward, and I want to really try and outskill a lot of these Elven units. Now let's slow down a minute, because this really does get underway quite quickly, as you can see. This whole clash here with my Gondor infantry battering off against his Elvelyn units, I felt quite confident that, especially considering I had my pikes on the front and my Fountain Guard especially on the front, I was going to be taking this. And as you can see right now, it does look that way. But I've got to worry about his archers and also his Cav. So my Guards of Osgiliath here, they've been shot to pieces by these archers, as you can see. And I kind of just took them and really wanted to just shore up my left flank. I didn't want them to come around and get a shot on my main line, or Lord forbid get Glade Lords around. Now, I had my Spearmen, who I should have had doing that, and then getting the Guards of Osgiliath in the fight. But that was just a mistake, I'm afraid. But still, doesn't matter too much. We're winning on the front line, and that's what matters a fair bit to me. Bruin and River Wards have come forward to challenge my Axemen, and that's a great counter for them. I really want these Axemen to just be tearing through these Elvelyn men and, hopefully stopping these Seldo and River Patrol from firing. But now that the River Wards have come forward with their reliance on skill, these Axemen are definitely going to be struggling. My Ravenhelms, I was kind of surprised. I got my Ravenhelms stuck up here against these Swords of Rivendell, and Ravenhelms are kind of having a bit of difficulty here. I don't know, I feel a lot of the fights I've done recently, I don't really take the Ravenhelms anymore. I just feel a bit disappointed with them. My militia are coming on forward here, just trying to shut down some archers, or maybe even try and grab that catapult. Actually, no, I'm just wanting to come in for a flank, because if I can break this, I can move all the way around. Imladris Guardians coming toe-to-toe with the Gondor infantry, and it really shows you the power of those Gondorian infantrymen. The Imladris Guardians maybe even without an armor upgrade, but still. Imladris Guardians are used to just cutting through men at arms like butter, but the Gondorian infantry with those 2 levels of armor upgrades are not going to be budging for a while. The Gondor militia infantry though, that's a different story, as the swords of Rivendell are sort of slicing their way through them, and they're not really going to be racking up too many kills for it. The Gwathi Roktor standing there just sort of staring down Critch's Cav really limits his abilities with them. But the amount of cavalry that Critch does have does mean that those Eldarimwe Lancers can't be super effective. Gwathi Meridain coming forward, and this is the real problem here. Like, even with units like the Vanguard of King Elisar and the Nimlothian Honor Guard, we still just don't have much that can really go toe-to-toe with forces like the Gwathi Meridain. So we're at 24 for 25 now, so we're really damn close. But you can see a lot of my elite units have taken a bit of a beating there. I'm pulling them on out. The River Wards going toe-to-toe with these Raven Helms. Elven Swordmasters are going to beat human Swordmasters at the end of the day. Nimlothian Honor Guard from myself, you can see I've thrown them on in. Just really trying to punch my way through this front line. Erenvorn Axemen have popped up forward now, and to be honest, they can get a charge off, which I respond with a quick counter charge, but Erenvorn Axemen with that AP is going to be doing some good work up against my Spearmen. My Spearmen really should come out victorious there. Now I really, I just sort of let my archers fire away. This is really a big fault of mine during this combat. I was not picking my targets with my archers. This is something that I'm pretty at fault with in a lot of my fights. But no, it was definitely something I should have been doing a lot more of. But I was just wanting to maximize my use of my infantry, so yeah. Glade Lords slipping on around. I tried to catch them with my Gondor Cav and my Spearmen, but they're sort of getting around here, and they're going to get a quick charge off on my Spearmen. They're going to pay for that, but being a unit like the Glade Lords, you can do stuff like this. You know, he's probably going to lose 1 or 2, and he's going to take a little bit of hit point damage, but in reality, not all that much, because of just the exceptional armor there. I'm just really pushing my flank down. You're actually seeing some of my Gondorian units routing there because of these poison arrows. And now that the Dorwinian pikes have come into place, it's not as cut and dry as it was before. I'm actually losing all the way across this front line. And my little offshoot over here is getting cut to pieces by the Bruin and River Wards. But the numbers that Critch is bringing to bear is proving useful, as he's able to just flank around these Guardians and really wipe a lot of them out. I've just really had my Vanguard of King Elisar going, you know, running riot over here, just trying to pick off targets as best as I can. As we're still the same 39 for 39. We'll go back to normal speed now. Gondorian Militia Archers from Critch and his normal Gondorian Archers, just picking off some of these Archers of Rivendell. But the Gwathi Roktor are still very healthy. So that's Dorwinian, probably? Or it might be Imladris down halfway, to be honest. Erenvorn Axemen broke in there. They're luckily going to just get caught and wiped out entirely. We've lost half of our men. That's me down to half my men now. But the front line has been won by Dorwinian there, as Critch is coming down. This was really cool. We were just mixing up entirely. Like, it was quite a fun little fight that way. But Critch saw that I was really about to break, and he sent some nice fresh Gondorian infantry to fill the gaps for me. My Gondor Cav went toe-to-toe with the Glade Lords for a little while, just allowing the Spearmen to get some jabs off, so they are pretty beaten now, but my Gondor Cav is almost gone. Gondorian Archers still, as you can see, what are they firing at generally? I'm not really too sure. Might be getting some shots into the side of these River Wards. Still doing River Patrol coming forward. They've still got their javelins. And the Vanguard of King Elisar are right in their sights. Ah, damn. That's a shame. Gondorian Militia Archers from Critch coming forward now. More numbers for this front line. Might not be able to get too many kills, but it should intimidate people. Let's zoom out a bit to get a better... It's kind of hard to get a better idea. Everything's very muddled right now. The thing with Imladris is you don't really need to form a conventional front line because your units are much more capable at fighting by themselves. Like you can see here, we've got this unit of Imladris Guardians entirely surrounded by some elite forces. What's left of my Vanguard there and Critch's Nimlothian Honor Guard. Gwathi Roktor have actually taken a bit of a beating. and receiving a few stabs from the Midlothian Honor Guard is not going to be fun for even a unit as good as the Gwaithiroctor. But no, Critch should be able to wipe that out. The announcer is a big fan of us at this time. But you can see over here, Dorwinian is... Oh, so that's a Gwaithiroctor down. General finished, so Mladris is without a general. And the vanguard of King Elisar have come forward, but with the Glade Masters moving up to meet them, that's going to be tough. I've got my Nimlothian Honor Guard over here that can move to support in time. But as I say, with the front line the way it is, we've got control back again, thank you to Critch. But it's over on this far left flank. The spearmen are just not able to really go toe-to-toe with the Merquindi bows. I've got my Gondor spearmen here. I really should have... They should be coming around, because if I break that, then I can... Or maybe even just coming around and slamming into the main line. Yeah, they're moving now, but they were idle for far too long. What's this? Critch's militia running back. I've got my Gondor archers still. Like, I am picking targets. I'm not just firing willy-nilly, but coming into the back of the Glade Guard here, I was chuffed to bits with that shot. Just trying to back up Critch. But that's my general wiped out, and of course I rely a lot more on my general than Mladris does on his. So we're at 64 for 71 now, and you can see I've got some wavering, all like 51 guards of Osgiliath. I need them there. They're winning their current fight, but for a while they were wavering. Nimlothian Honor Guard. I think we even saw, no, I think we just saw the guards of Osgiliath. I thought we saw the Nimlothian Honor Guard wavering. This is definitely a problem that I have because I'm very liberal with the use of my elites, and that definitely means the use of the general unit. I do end up in these sorts of situations with my general falling when I really don't want him to fall, and that can be a bit of a pain in the ass. So I'm coming around from his flank here, but really there's nothing pressing me. I really should have just come straight in from his back. So that's a misstep on my part. Guards of Osgiliath here not actually really engaging. I should have... You see a few of them are giving stabs now and again, but they're not actually fighting right now. Or not all of the units, so I really should have given that attack order just to get them all doing it. See, I'm doing it now, so that's good. They were not idle for long. But these Glade Guards are cutting through what's left of that vanguard of King Elisar. Excellent. Good, thank you, Jack. But maybe I should have been going into the Glade Masters. But I felt the Glade Master armor, I'll be racking up better kills up against these Glade Guard. And I really thought if the enemy is just relying on their elites later on, hopefully we can deal with that. Glade Lords have come around here to my marksmen of Caer Andros, but the marksmen can take out their big old swords and we can do a bit of damage to them in melee. But they're getting away, and now I'm just focusing fire on them. Now we don't have any cav left to try and just mop up these units, and this is really where we start to come undone. As there still are some Gwaithiroctor, but mainly there's the Glade Lords. And this is why it's so nice to have a unit of quality knights, or thank goodness misses, some quality knights, or a unit like the Romena archers, just something that can really do damage to these knights quite comfortably, because we're sort of just responding to their charges right now. And Mladris Guardians coming back from the fight. And with Critch in this blob, we're just getting very lucky that catapult is not hitting people. But it's still causing some routing here. That's a big unit of Gondor infantry rerouting, as you can see. Marksman of Caer Andros, out of ammunition, just trying to catch some of these Glade Guard. That's Dorwinian's general, but the issue is at this point, Dorwinian's lower quality of Ellen men, or well, they're certainly not lower quality, but all of Dorwinian's baseline forces are kind of gone now, and they're down to the Merquindi and the Glade Guard at this point. So they're going to be standing the line. Now this is something that I was just very impressed with the Merquindi bows here. I've got like a slam right from both sides there. I know I'm coming at them with my Gondor spearmen, but still I expected to be doing better here. And of course this has just got my 2 units. The announcer's not so happy now. But yeah, as you can see, it's kind of... and this unit's actually routing off. But even then, it was just tying up my Gondor spears. So I couldn't even respond properly to these Glade Lords. Whoa. Yeah, no, very unlucky with that catapult throughout this entire battle. So you've got to just respond with a quick charge there, just to try and nibble away at these Glade Lords. But there's still so many of them. 15 of them left for this late stage in the game is pretty scary. Is that catapult? No. Oh, wait. Ah, damn. Some Fountain Guard dropped there. Even just killing off a handful of Fountain Guard at this stage is going to do some good work. The Glade Guard here battling up against the Nimlothian Honor Guard. Nimlothian Honor Guard are fantastic, but a lot of their strength comes from their AP, which the Glade Guard, of course, don't care about. And the Bruin and River Wards as well. They rely more on their Elven skill than their pretty decent quality armor, to be honest. As all Imladris men will have. Falling on back now, but yeah, so this is them they basically got us tied up now in various little conflicts, and they're just blasting us with their Glade Lords and their Gwythi Rockdoor. So that was that's really the potential of knights in the late game. You know, you can see there's a few battles that I've done that's sort of just shown off how strong even one unit of cav can be in the later stages, and I think I was definitely far too kind of liberal with throwing my spears into the fight. I definitely should have been more focused on protecting my back lines with my spears rather than just getting more infantry on the front line. So that's I'll talk more about the downfall of this battle when it's sort of brought to a close. Yeah, no, I'll go through my kills first. The Nimlothian Honor Guard got in there nice and early and just got a lot of kills up against the front line of Evelyn units, so that was the perfect thing for them to be fighting. Whereas then I had my Vanguard of King Elisar battling away with a lot of Imladris elites and such, so that's why they didn't really rack up too many kills. As I mentioned, I've kind of been disappointed with the Raven Helms of Kier Andros. I don't use them anymore. I love how long they can survive in a melee engagement because they have that Swordmaster skill and good quality armor, but no, I don't touch them anymore, I'm afraid. Axemen did pretty nicely. I'm comfortable with that, but they are expensive with that 2-level of armor upgrade. These Guards of Osgiliath, I think, are the ones that got shot to pieces, so it's not too bad that they only lost. They only killed 65. The Fountain Guard there, as you know right now, I actually don't do Guards of Osgiliath full stop. I don't touch them, and I go for 2 units of Fountain Guard instead. So I was very impressed with my Fountain Guard. That's they're much better for me, for my playstyle. More armor too, so you can they can get shot a bit. Whereas the Guards of Osgiliath, really, they're unarmored for pikemen, but still they're gonna get messed up. My 3 Gondor infantry there, I really rely on my Gondor infantry. When it comes to playing as Gondor, because I sort of treat them like Numenor, a more numerous Numenor, so you're relying on your men at arms to do a fair bit of killing for you. And 74 I'm a little upset with, but 116 is not too bad, considering they were sort of slamming themselves into the front line and fighting off a lot of the Dorwinian elves and such, so it's not too bad. Spearmen there, a little bit upset with them in that they couldn't really kill off 2 units of archers. I understand the Merquindi bows, but still, rear charging them, getting a proper surround on them. I was hoping to do better, but I shouldn't have had them doing that full stop. I should have had them just watching out for cav, so it's fair. Gondor Militia Infantry, I don't use Militia anymore at all with my Gondor armies. I think Gondor's just got better options for how to spend what's left of your money than to grab a Militia unit. So, especially up against such quality that we were facing in that battle, it was silly to take the Militia, I think. Gondorian archers there racking up a lot of kills, and that was without me really micromanaging them all that much. They were just finding good targets themselves and rattling off into the Glade Guard. I think was what they were doing very well with. Marksmen of Kier Andros, they definitely received a lot of focus from the enemy cav, which is why they didn't really rack up as many kills. But still, I've been a bit disappointed with the Marksmen of Kier Andros too. So I do still bring 1 unit. I always will bring 1 unit, I think, just because I feel uncomfortable if I don't bring 3 archer units to a fight. I just feel I'm going to lose the skirmish phase. And then my Gondor cav, I do not bring cavalry anymore with Gondor. It's Gondor's got much better choices when it comes to countering enemy cav, so I don't like it. I feel it's a bit of a waste of money sometimes. Then over to Critch, this is Critch, yeah, good. over to his Nimlothian Honor Guard. They got stuck in, and of course he was generally clattering off against the Mladris forces, so he's going to have generally less kills than I did. But the Nimlothian Honor Guard handled themselves quite nicely. Definitely had the armor piercing to get through a lot of that tough armor. The Vanguard of King Elsar did pretty great too, especially considering they took some nasty volleys from the River Patrol, which would have hampered them quite a bit. And they were outnumbered badly by the bloody Glade Masters toward the end of that fight too. Spearmen, I didn't really notice what they were up to, but you know, as I say, their main job is just to ward off Cav and get shot at. 62 kills from that militia unit, that is pretty dang good. If all of them were getting, say, 50 kills, then that would have been pretty incredible. But yeah, you see 32 and then 19, their morale is not really as good, and of course just up against Mladris forces, you're never really going to get as much. 202 kills from this guy. This must have been the one that came over to assist me, because yeah, they did exceptionally well. Even 85 is great, I think, for that situation. Militia archers actually handled themselves quite well with that 111 kills. There wasn't too many like armor upgrades for Mladris there, and there were lots. Well, there were for the swords of Rivendell, but even then, that's not great armor. And the bows of Rivendell, so they were perfect for just counter firing them, and the Gondor archers, yeah, doing their thing too. Pinnithgil and Cav and the Gondor Cav were kind of shut down by I think their main job was just to deal with the Lancers, but then after that, the Gwathi Roktor were just going to be able to cut them to pieces. You know, even if they were with 3 units of Gondor Cav, my money would still be on the Gwathi Roktor to win that confrontation. Civilians there up front just kind of absorbing that early archer fire and that early Cav charge, so that was their purpose, and they did pretty well with it. The Ballista kind of shut down one of their catapults, but then because we had to be quite aggressive, we ended up sort of leaving the Ballista to a lot of archer fire. I don't think it was a Cav charge that finished it off. I think it was archer fire that dealt with them. Yep, I think Capiver's army was pretty clever for the most part. I think a lot of the Swords of Rivendell, a lot of the Mladris Guardians, which is kind of what I think you would need to go up against Gondor. I think if you went too heavy on the elites, Gondor does have the tools to deal with you. So just coming in with numbers where you know man for man you're going to be able to win. So I've got I'll talk about that after actually. And then I think Nawaki was built pretty nicely to deal with me too. I think if it wasn't for those Glade Lords, I would have had him. But still, like I really should have expected the Glade Lords and had something ready to deal with that, because I just didn't. But yeah, definitely a few bangs and bumps in this video for the mic, because I got a standing desk for Christmas, so I'm very, very grateful for that. And but it's just a bit weird because I definitely move my hands around a lot, and things are in different places, so I'm sort of banging the desk a little, so sorry about that. But yeah, it was pretty interesting to go through this battle, because as I say, my strategy has changed a lot when it comes to making Gondorian armies. I'm definitely much, like no Cav, more Fountain Guard, because Fountain Guard are just massive fan of them now, and kind of, probably the Wardens of the White Tower if I can afford them. I really enjoy having them to the fight. But Gondor is definitely growing on me as a faction, and I think I've become pretty decent with them. But yeah, I just wanted to do this video quite quickly so that I had something to check how the acoustics were when it came to us, filming with a standing desk, because I'm right next to my walls up here, and I want to make sure I'm not like bouncing sound off like crazy. Anyway, thanks guys.